Good morning. I hope you squeaky ass mics there, and I hope you all have had a good week so far. If you're wondering, if you're a Wednesday viewer, and you're wondering where the Zelda content is, it's because we finally 100%ed the map on Sunday after almost 7 hours. That is where we're going to call it for our Tears of the Kingdom 100%, at least on stream, because I wanted to wrap that stream up before Age of Imprisonment drops, so that we can do a full playthrough focused on that. We will do another Tears of the Kingdom, like, narrative review kind of stream, rewatching the cutscenes, rebeating the game, right before that. So, and we're definitely gonna, this is not the last you've seen of Tears of the Kingdom. It will definitely return on the channel one day, along with all of the other Zelda games. But definitely wanted to, we've been doing that playthrough on and off for like 2.5 years, so it felt like a good place to call it. Which means you'd think our Wednesdays would be a little more open. We're going to be we're going to have so much stuff coming out like the next couple months that our Wednesdays are kind of going to be a variety of whatever it is we are playing on the weekends as well. So today we're just gonna play some Mario Kart World because the new Sonic racing game isn't out yet. Even though I don't think I'll get it right away, my parents might. They've been grinding through racing games recently, so they might play the. It's really a Hatsune Miku game. I mean, if we're being real. So I might get to play it that way because it does look really good, you know. And I do defend this game in terms of quality, not in terms of $80, but when you get it with a bundle, it is worth $50 for sure. So in terms of quality, I defend this game, but whether it will be the best racing game of the year, I don't know, because we've got Sonic Crossworld. What it is Sonic Crossworld, right? They have so many racing games, honestly. But we've got the new Sonic racing game coming out, and it's getting really good reviews, and it looks very fast-paced and like very tight and nice. And then we've got Kirby Air Riders, which I don't know if Kirby Air Riders would be a better racing game to me, but it might be my favorite racing game of the year. So we're gonna spend some. Did I just freeze? What happened? If my computer's running some goofy stuff in the background, I'm actually gonna lose my mind. I closed everything, so it shouldn't be doing any nonsense in the background. Well, that's weird. I'll check that out later. Hopefully stream quality is okay. But yeah, we're gonna play some Mario Kart World today because we have the free time just to do a quick stream here before I clock into work. And then tomorrow, I believe, actually, Hades 2 is out of early access and hits 1.0. We are going to continue our early access file of it, but I'm super stoked to play it. We will probably not get to it until Saturday, because Friday's stream I want to keep a game dev stream, and I want to go ahead and start planning out our game dev streams throughout October and what we're going to be doing on there. But Hades 2 will be Saturday stream through next Wednesday stream will be all Hades 2 content, for example. The first half of October will likely have Wednesdays being extra game dev streams, and then the second half will likely have Wednesdays being extra Pokemon streams. So, because we will be playing Pokemon Legends CA as well. And then what we do with Wednesdays in November, I'm not sure yet. We'll see what we're feeling like though. But yeah, that is the update on our morning chill streams. I do like having like each morning dedicated to its own like type of chill stream, so I definitely want to keep it that way. But when we get towards the end of the year with the holiday season, the charity stream season, Blocktober, and usually a bunch of like game release right before the holiday window, I like to switch it up so that way we can focus on a few different things and get to see more on the channel as it comes out. So that is the plan. I'm going to swap us over into Mario Kart, and we're doing all knockout tours today. Y'all already know. It's just the best part of this. Oh my god, we got Swoop. What else do we need? I forgot we got Aviator Peach. That's cool. I think we're still missing a Daisy. Maybe a couple Daisy skins, actually. So maybe we should play her. Yeah, Regular Oasis fit. I should use the other carts. I'm guilty of doing this in like every racing game. Once I find a car I like, I'm like, that's it. I'll never be switching again. Yeah, it's nice to use bikes again because I was actually like, I definitely liked the bike when it first came out in Mario Kart Wii. Also, let me see if my coffee is good. I didn't put as much creamer into it, but I did put some of the apple syrup. It's not a latte, it's just a regular coffee, but alright, it definitely tastes like coffee, but that's decent, that's fine. I haven't actually played Mario Kart Tour, I think since whenever the last time we streamed it was. My family wants to play, so they're watching this hopefully this weekend. Why am I holding on to items? That's not what you do in Knockout Tour. How did I dodge that? I'm scared. Rosie, get out of my way! Rosie! Whoa! Alright. Decent. I missed. Why did they shoot the Goomba? I don't even have the words. That was on me. I need this. That's fine, that's fine. I'm where I wanna be. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, hopefully I can play with any family watching sometime this weekend. Just busy with, I'm getting this next video essay. I'm a little caught up on it because I was like all ready to like try to do a full pass since it's a few minutes shorter than my other ones. And I have a lot of the existing video footage for it. But the video downloader I used to get like trailer footage and stuff, I think all of them, I guess, are broken. YouTube did some like nonsense. So I'm like, I hope I can video edit tonight. If not, I might just finalize the music pass and put what footage I do have in there just to have something. Not that I need to finish it tonight, but I do want to finish it for subscribers to watch. At least get a first pass out by the middle of next week. About. Because yeah, if you didn't know, subscribers get access to video essays and compilations a week early before they go up on YouTube and are made public on Twitch for everybody to see. So if you are a fan of those and you are a fan of the Twitch channel, then you can see that. And also if you are on the channel Discord, you get to see the monthly newsletter I post. Eat the chocolate, eat the chocolate. Pro Racer Daisy! Yay! Get out my way. Get out my way. Get out my way. You had to download someone's solution off of GitHub. Oh no. I'm cooked. I had it working. The thing was, I didn't update it. It was working fine for me. When was it? Or not yesterday. Tuesday. Or that is yesterday. Monday. Monday it was working fine for me, so. And it hadn't like had an update or anything, so that's why I figured it was fine. But now I'm like, dang. But yeah, it's definitely fresh. Like if YouTube offered a way to just download videos directly, not to YouTube itself, on my computer, then yeah, I would pay for YouTube Premium. But they don't truly offer a way to do that. They actually tricked me into... I did buy it like once when I was like first making my... I think portfolio really needed some like trailer footage. And it was like, you can download YouTube videos if you, no. Alright, that's fine. They're like, you can download YouTube videos if you have YouTube Premium. Well, I'm like, that's exactly what I need. And then you do it, and it's like, you can download YouTube videos to YouTube. Isn't that great? You can use YouTube while you use YouTube with that. Oh, we got her swimsuit. Wow. But yeah, it is maddening YouTube's like things on the way they run ads and like harbor their other people's video content. All the stuff like that is like kind of what made me like so hesitant, I guess, to make video essays and do edited content, because I'm like, there's just so much I feel like that goes into making edited content for YouTube. There's a lot that goes into streaming as well, but I was able to wrap my mind around it. At least that's the first thing I did a bit better. Oh my god, Daisy got hit by a car. Oh no. No! No! We don't have anything. Oh! No! 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 Hey, at least we got her swimsuit. She looks great. Isn't that awesome? Wow. Feet! Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go. Let's change character. Yeah, I did check the like Reddit. I had to go to the depths of hell to find out if anyone else was having the same thing. But I did check the Reddit, and it looked like more people were reporting it, and they were working on a fix as of last night when I was checking it. Okay, charging Chuck's very convincing for a pick. Ooh. Ah. Okay, says we still have more stuff for Daisy. But I kind of want to keep switching it up to a different character each time, so let's do Yoshi. What's the best Yoshi costume we have to start with? Oh yeah, the fast food one. I did see a theory that the reason he's racing and he's not, you know, working at his job is because he has food on his face. So I like the theory that this Yoshi got fired for eating too much on the job. Which, you know, I never got fired for it, but they did put in new rules in place when I wasn't the only one doing this, but when I worked at like the bagel place in high school, they did not have a rule. They were like, oh yeah, like everything's gonna go to waste anyway, so like you're allowed to take, you know, as many bagels home as you want, make food whenever you're hungry, and there's no people, because you would have really big rushes and then it would be like dead for an hour or two. So they're like, yeah, make food whenever you're hungry, whenever you want it, and then like help yourself to any like drinks and coffee. They had to put a rule into place because I was making mainly so many coffees for myself, but they put in a rule for like food and stuff too. This was when we got like the new manager that was like, she kind of ran the business into the ground until they went bankrupt. Shout out to her. You definitely knew better than me at being a bad person. Which sucks because the business owners were really nice. I really liked them. I think they kind of got kind of almost tricked into like being like just hiring the wrong person, and that person happening to be in a very high up place of management. Yeah, that manager was something else. But I really like that bagel place, man. There's a newer bagel place like by my parents, and I do like have to. There's another fast food Yoshi. What the? My tweet. But I really like the bagel place. Which sucks. It was like, I really enjoyed working there. I'm like, I could probably like maybe even work here. I wouldn't mind working here on the weekends throughout like college. And then like 3 months after that manager was hired, like everyone I enjoyed working there with quit except for like one guy. And then I was like, I can't do it anymore. I think there was like one shift I clocked in and like I didn't know anybody, so I tried to like introduce myself and they just like, no one would talk to me. And I'm like, I'm the old... When you're like a teenager that's only been there for like less than a year and you're the most experienced and like oldest on in terms of like seniority on the team, it's bad. It's bad. I think the last month I was there, they gave me like, I had the keys to the shop so I could open and close on my own, or like be called in if someone else needed to. Which I didn't mind, but like I didn't know any of these people anymore. But yeah, it's because of that where if I had to get something like part-time, like if layoffs ever like hit again or whatever, I think if my plan, if layoffs ever hit again, I'm trying to put more back into savings, and I haven't taken out of it this year like at all, so like I do still have enough, especially with my partner and I living together, that cuts back on travel expenses and we split the rent and stuff, right? So I do have enough. I could probably go a year or maybe even 2. Like, just if I really budgeted myself. But should that ever happen again and I needed to get something in the like part-time field, then I know people sometimes say barista jobs are like the worst they've ever had and stuff. Since I've done that before, that seems better to me personally than like something at McDonald's, right? Okay, Dry Bones. What an asshole. You're not gonna take that from me. But yeah, it's something that I have experienced, and I know even part-time jobs are like really competitive in America right now. I know people have had like master's degrees and like they can't get a part-time job. It's crazy. So I do think it would help to be like, do I know how to make coffee? Yep. Do I know how to serve food? Yep. Do I know how to work drive-thru? Absolutely. It's miserable. But I know how to do it, and I know I could do it again if needed. I also know, like, I know people have stuff against, like, different chains of coffee not being real coffee, or like, it's the corporations, like, but they provide good insurance. I do think barista jobs provide better insurance and better, pay in general. And you get tips as well, but your like salary isn't like based off of, oh, you'll get tips that'll carry you through it, like something like a server job would be. I don't know if I would want to work at, I'm saying all this stuff, if I'm unemployed like 3 years from now and really need that money, I'm willing to do anything, it's just a joke. I truly can learn to do anything. But I know my sister had like, that's a lot of bombs. My sister had a restaurant job for a while, and just like seeing the effect of that made me like, oh nah, maybe in my prime I could have, but like my mental and physical health could never do it. Which is why even if like a waiter or like a waitress is having a bad day, I always try to be nice to them and leave a tip, because I'm like, you probably are having the worst day of your life. You're doing something on your worst day that I could never do on my best day. I'm gonna leave you a tip. But yeah, barista jobs, I could rock with it again. I like making the drinks. Yeah, I remember when that buffalo turned to hit me. That was crazy. Yeah, I remember when Starbucks didn't really offer food. But I'm pretty sure it's just like you just warm it up and stuff, which is nice. If anything, that's easier than what I was used to doing at the bagel shop, which is, you know, people pick out their bagel, they say their sandwich, and they're like, no, I want it toasted this specific way. I think we had like one regular that would order like a plain bagel. You would carve out the inside, you would spread butter on the inside, and then you would microwave it. We had a toaster. So usually it's like, do you want it like cold, toasted, or like double toasted were the usual options, but we could also microwave it or do anything else with those, with the equipment. Oh, please be someone new. I think we have. Oh my lord, I think we have, bro. This better be something good. But yeah, we had so just get that like plain bagel, carved out butter, and then microwave it. And I didn't get it then, but you know, I get it now. I don't think this is gonna be fast enough. I don't. No! 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 Yeah, you would put it through the toaster twice. It was like not an actual toaster, but like the one that like loops around on itself, and you would lay them flat on it, and then when they fell out of it, they would like flip over and be toasted. Sometimes you would put it back in, they would be like, I want it to be burnt, I want it to be crispy. I was like, alright, I don't know what you're going through, but I'll do that. I feel like I would be fine with it being crispy if it was like slathered in like schmear or something, so like you got the texture but you never tasted it being burnt. But most of the times when people did this, they put like minimal stuff on the sandwich so that they could taste it being burnt, and I was like, okay. Hey, the customer's always right. Let's do King Boo because I know King Boo has like a top hat that I really want to get for him. I think we're getting mostly like real lobbies. I know last time we streamed this, it was a lot of like bots, but we're getting pretty full lobbies. I wanna win one today. It's gonna happen. We've won like 2 or 3 times on stream. Please. Please, my top hat. My top hat. Damn! Also, hello, Zendersona. How are you? Yes! Yes! Right off the bat! Oh my gosh. Look at this gentle sir. Alright, just take all my items then. Just take all my items. Oh god. Oh! No! I jumped the wrong way. That's okay. 20th or better. I intentionally did that to make sure you all were paying attention. This will be on the quiz. Who did that? Who did that? Now look at all the snow on his coat. He's cold. Okay, no items, but. It's okay. So we've got skill. We don't need items. Whew. Tired, I feel you. My cat turned on my boyfriend's computer at like 5 AM and started typing on it or something. My cat clocked in early today. Oh my gosh, I used that too late. That's okay, I got mushrooms. Yeah, I had my dentist appointment earlier in the I have like all my annual physicals like all line up around the same time of year. They're later in the fall, but I think it was because, you know, when you're a kid you have to do all your like back to school stuff. So I think my schedule's still trying to shift off from that. Even though I'm 26 now. Wait, I had my physical on Monday. Everything came back looking good. And then I have my eye doctor appointment tomorrow. So I would stream Hades 2 tomorrow, but I actually have to get up super early. So that I can flex time and do my hours earlier than normal. So I will be up tomorrow morning when people are playing Hades 2. Oh my god, I almost died. But I will be working because if they dilate my eyes, I don't want to come back and work on a computer for the rest of the day, you know? Like that'll just be it for me. I might pick out new glasses too. I know I've been using my glasses on stream more because they have like the blue light thing, so I'm like, I I should get some like I like the glasses I have. I think right now I think I like the ones I did with like the 2 years before a bit better. They were like a clear frame. So I might either get another clear frame or maybe just a black. I think I want something with either a neutral color or like a darker color. Like a dark blue or a dark purple or green. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if my boyfriend can drive me. Not only that, but to help me pick out the frames, because if my eyes are dilated, I'm not gonna know what I'm looking at. I'll be like, ah yes, the glasses, they're on my face. No, he got naked out of his clothes. King Boo, put your top hat back on. Okay, they're killing him. Yeah, usually I would go with my sister because our appointments would sync up, but we live apart now, so I'm like, well. I also want to have someone drive me, even though I can drive myself from it because it's like 5 minutes from me, down like a not busy road. It's a pretty easy drive. But I don't know, they always I know it's like the general thing is if you don't feel like you can drive after your eyes are dilated, you should not. That's like what I always thought was like the common safety for that. So I always like usually either didn't get my eyes dilated or had someone else driving. And then last year, I believe, I tried to, because the year prior I was like, oh yeah, I'm driving my sister back, and we lived farther away. We lived like half an hour away. No! Maybe? No! I beat Luigi! Did you see that? I was right in front of him! Hold on a minute. Now hold on a second. I just want to see the footage. It's a little blurred, but I just want to see the footage. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get my, Am I seeing this correctly? But Luigi got it? Whatever. We got the outfit. I'm not salty. And my eye doctor's like, it's really not that bad. Like, you can drive, with your eyes dilated. And I was like, well, no thank you, because it's a long drive. It's a very sunny day out, and like, I'm driving my sister. I can't just, you know, be killing myself, you know? And she's like, are you sure? Because... And she kept pressing me on it. She's like, most people get their eyes dilated, and I'm like, I usually don't. It's like 50-50 for me, and I need to drive. She kept insisting. She's like, anyone can drive with their eyes dilated, like, you will be fine. And I'm like, I just don't want to today. Like, I felt horrible, like, being like, no, I don't think I can, I'm sorry. And then so last year I was like, yeah, I was just driving myself, so I'm like, I'll just drive myself back. I live closer now, and like, it's whatever. And like, got him dilated. That 5-minute drive in the sun, I did have like sunglasses and stuff. It wasn't miserable. I was able to get back safe. Like, if I got in the car and I couldn't see anything, I would not have driven. But it was painful, and there were a lot of times just looking around, I felt very disorientated, and I'm like, I'm gonna follow traffic laws, but if like, I could drive by traffic laws, but I couldn't defensive drive. So like, if somebody else like ran a light or something, I would not have been able to see them. I would not have been able to like know what's going on. Let's do Little Bowser Jr. But yeah, okay, this is a lot of bots. I was like disorientated, and they're like, oh yeah, you can go back to work. I could not go back to work. I could not. Staring at a screen after having your eyes dilated, that hurts. That hurts. I think I ended up like having the flex time like unplanned. I had to like take a nap and then work late. So I'm trying to plan ahead and just be like, you know what, I can take a nap and then work on video content when I wake up and not have to worry about like clocking in for work or anything. I'll just get it all done in the morning. So yeah, hopefully I can get someone to drive me. If you do not want to drive after an eye doctor appointment and everyone's telling you, oh, it's fine, you'll be fine, you probably will be fine, but it's your comfort level. Like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it, yo. Is Mario Kart worth getting if someone buys a Switch 2? I think Mario Kart World is absolutely worth it if you buy it in the bundle. If you buy it in the bundle, it's valued more at like $50. And in that respect, it is absolutely worth your money. This is a highly polished $50 game. It's probably worth $70, honestly. That's the new like first party Nintendo price. And it's not just a Nintendo pricing, that's just AAA industry right now in general sets their base at 50, or I wish they said at 50, sets their base at 70. So I think it would even be worth it at 70. If you buy this game separately, I think if you're someone that plays with friends a lot, it could still be worth it, or if you're a huge Mario Kart fan, it could still be worth it, but I don't know if it's worth $80. Especially since there's going to be so many more, like, not even just games, first-party games alone on the Switch, but there's going to be so many more racing games throughout the year. Sonic Crossroads comes out tomorrow, and then, Kirby Air Raiders comes out later this year. So yeah, I think it depends on how you get it. Like, I always like playing Mario Kart with the family. This will probably be the best, like, family racer still out of all the ones coming out this year. This one will probably still be the most fun to play with, like, a random group of people, family, friends, like, because everyone can understand Mario Kart. But yeah, I would strongly recommend, if you are wanting to get a Switch 2, get it bundled. Which is easy to say right now because it is like the only bundle. I do believe they're going to start offering a Pokemon Legends bundle as well in the future. So it is hard for me to say, you know, if you get that bundle, do you spend like the money for your next game on Mario Kart? But yeah, I'm not sure. It makes sense since they did it with like Tears of the Kingdom to be like, hey, some of our first party titles are going to be like so generational that they'll have to cost $80. Like they'll be $10 more than the expected. But I don't know if Mario Kart World should have been the first one. Because of that, I think they're scared for what to make the next one. They haven't announced, everything they've listed has been like full price, so a little pricier than people have wanted, but they haven't made the full, like, this game will be $80 jump quite yet. And I think they're scared too. And I think they should be a little bit. I love Nintendo as a development, company. And I don't think they're any worse of a business. There's a lot of other corporations out there that do like genuinely really evil things, and people are like, Nintendo's evil because they like money. And I'm like, I hate to tell you this, I'm gonna need you to look at unethical business practices in general. But yeah, as someone that is a very big Nintendo fan and a very big Mario Kart fan, I don't know if it's worth a full $80. And I think it's like 90 physical, which it's absolutely not worth that. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, it is a really fun multiplayer game to play. It is really polished. I messed up. I messed up. Oh. Fire Emblem. Yeah, I guess it probably depends on, like, I know they're getting rid of the, like, Switch 1 vouchers at the end of the year. So I don't know if they're gonna replace that with something and have, like, the equivalent of, like, Nintendo Classics come back in some way. Probably not in the first few years, but that might be what they're prepping for. I don't know what bundles they'll have out, and again, we don't know if, like, when Nintendo games go on sale, they usually don't go on sale for much, but maybe, like, if Mario Kart World was on sale for, like, and it got brought down to 70, then I could say, okay, this might be worth it now. So yeah, we don't know what it'll look like whenever you want to get a Switch, but that would be my reasoning, is, especially if you have an interest in, like, Zelda titles or, oh god. Especially if you have an interest in Zelda titles or, like, Fire Emblem or stuff, I would say absolutely get those first. And then pick up Mario Kart World whenever you have, like, a social event planned. There is a ton of single-player content to do in this game. More single-player content than the past few Mario Kart games have had, so it is still absolutely worth it for the single-player experience, but, like, you're not gonna call this, like, your role-playing game of the year, right? Like you are with something like Fire Emblem. It's not really gonna change your life the way, like, a Zelda game will. So in comparison, oh, I wonder if they'll make Fire Emblem the next, like, $80. I hope they keep Fire Emblem 70. If we compare content, you could argue that Fire Emblem could be worth, judging by, like, hours in playtime and content alone, you can make the argument Fire Emblem could be closer to 100, but I hope it does not go $1 over 70. Because even though Three Houses was, like, a huge hit and, like, no, I should have used. You use your items when you have the chance, man. Oh my god. We're gonna get a win today. We're gonna get a win today. But yeah, I still think Nintendo's current, like, big four is Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, and Animal Crossing. So I still don't think, Fire Emblem is a reliant enough series to be like, oh, it'll make us a ton of money right now. I think you still need to have an interest in new players as well. But you're not gonna get that interest of getting new people involved if you overprice the game. It's gonna make people more hesitant to pick it up. And be like, why would I risk playing a game that I might absolutely hate if it's so expensive? Alright, come here, Linguini. These are some fun drums, oh my gosh. Well, we had fun for like 2 seconds. But yeah, if Fire Emblem's your big game and you're willing to wait, like, you still don't really have much of a strong interest, I hope they do, like, I know for the 3DS, I don't remember if they did any limited, like, bundles or console editions for the Switch 1 Fire Emblem games, but I know they did for, like, a lot of the Fire Emblem 3DS games, so I'm hoping bare minimum they would do a bundle, for when that comes out, which I thought they said 2026, so it might not be as far away. Usually whenever there's like the final reveal, I assume that game, like, we aren't gonna see again in several years, but Nintendo has been getting better about not, like, when they reveal something, if they're like, okay, like, you're gonna see this in 1 to 2 years, except with poor Prime 4, but we're finally gonna get Prime 4. Yeah, I'm excited. I did not expect to get something related to Three Houses. I don't know if it's like same mythology, like alternate retelling. I don't know if it's a prequel. I don't know if it's a direct sequel to one of the paths. I don't know how it will be related, but it is absolutely, like, that's so close in the trailer. The art style is kind of like a combination between the original art style with a little more, I think, of the movement from Engage. And then, yeah, the gameplay, I hope the gameplay could maybe take some things from Engage, because gameplay-wise, Engage is the best in the series, hands down. I had such a fun time playing that game. It is narratively weaker, especially by the end, but if this new game ended up being a combination of the two, that would be my best case scenario. But so far, gameplay wise, it does seem to look at least very reminiscent of Three Houses. Oh my god, oh my god! Let me through! Oh my god! How did I survive that? Yeah, I definitely think, and that's why there's a kind of a split in the Fire Emblem franchise, right? You've got people that really love, like, the gameplay side of things, and, like, the internet is a lot more vocal about the other side, so you won't see people on the internet really defending Engage too much other than myself. It's a lonely battle. But, yeah, there is a split between people being like, oh, well, it should be like, it should be colorful. It is like an anime game, right? And then the gameplay is really smooth and stuff. It should be innovative and take risks like that. And then there's people that are like, but Three Houses had like the narrative flow down to a T. So I really hope we get a game that combines the feeling of both. The biggest thing that I liked in Three Houses but wanted even more of, and I liked, or what I found was lacking in Engage, even though there were some things that they did better, but others that just never had any payoff, is like, I want to have payoff for both like life and death. Like when characters die, I want them to like really mourn like the individual character a lot and have that heavy consequence. And then like when you have good support and engagement with someone, and like if you get married, oh my god, we're gonna lose early. No! No! Ah! But yeah, Three Houses does like a lot of things good. I think Three Houses kind of became like the Breath of the Wild of the Fire Emblem franchise, where a lot of people have only played that and are like, this is what a Fire Emblem game should be. And it's like, well, not necessarily. They change it up every like set of stories and stuff. They have different universes. in the Fire Emblem world. Do we need more Toad stuff? Yeah, let's just play Toad. But also at the same time, like, people to contradict that will be like, well, I'm tired of Three Houses discourse. It's actually not that great. And it's like, well, let's not downplay the cultural impact Three Houses had. I'm tired of the discourse too, but like, let's not retcon the fact that it is an amazingly solid game. But I'm excited. I've played all the 3DS, like, Fire Emblems. Awakening was my introduction to the franchise, and I've been on board ever since. But we streamed my first playthroughs of both Three Houses and Engage, and Three Hopes as well. So we have been on a Fire Emblem kick. It's not... I don't know, I still say like, oh, it's not a drop everything type of playthrough the way, stuff like Zelda or Kingdom Hearts is on the channel for me. But I find myself, when a new Fire Emblem is announced now, I'm like, okay, that's gonna be fun. We've gotta play it. Maybe we need to replay Engage in Three Houses one day, because those were really fun playthroughs. I do wish I had uploaded my VODs permanently, like, to YouTube for some of those earlier playthroughs. Cause the dramatics, the drama was there. I would really, really love to stream the 3DS ones as well. Fates, because Fates is like genuinely... Fates is genuinely such a good game. When you like, when there's incest not happening. But there is a lot going on. But gameplay-wise, and like the amount of quality and detail-wise, Fates is really solid. I just wish half the romance options weren't in the family. They also had like the maid girl pet it, like you could pet them on like the head and stuff, and they moan. That was an interesting choice, but you know, I see. I think even Gooners have visions, right? I see the vision, I guess. But Awakening's just a solid game. Awakening's still my favorite. Three Houses is solid, Engage is my favorite gameplay. But I don't know if any Fire Emblem's going to be Awakening for me. I really hope it gets like a remaster or a port one day. I don't think it needs a full remake, because it's that good. Just put it on the Switch. It's ready. But yeah, if I get my 3DS modded one day, I think that's a game we're gonna have to play on the channel. And I always try to do different paths, but it's one of those games where I find myself taking, like, I marry Chrom. I play Fem Robin every time, I marry Chrom every time. And then, like, I make the same decision at the end every time because my heart can't bear to do anything else. That's how strong the emotional core of, like, that story is to me. I'm like, I know there's other options, but I can't do it. I'm like, that's my family, man. That's my family. And that was the original revive, because I think Awakening originally was going to be like the last Fire Emblem game. They were like, yeah, this series it's done incredible in terms of quality, but not in terms of sales, so Awakening's kind of like the last big hurrah. And then Awakening did really well, numbers-wise, and kind of brought the franchise back, so they were able to pump out a ton of games on the 3DS. But I think Awakening still might have done the best, and was the best received out of all of them. So then it started to, like, it still wasn't a big number hitter, it was just enough to make the franchise big, but not in terms of big game numbers. And then that's where Three Houses entered and redefined the game for Fire Emblem. I've seen all these outfits before, Toad. What are you doing? What are you doing, Toad? It's over. It's over. We're getting worse the longer we play. We're getting worse! It would have been funny if bro hit me back there. I also wish Pokemon editions were more like Fate. I think I got into like fully playing Pokemon games a bit more on the 3DS as well, so I kind of was like, oh well, if they can do this with one franchise, like surely like we'll start seeing this in another. And yeah, I never end up usually getting both Pokemon games. I feel like Pokemon different variations were made either for collectibles, or as a kid it was like, well, I would get one version and my sister would get the other, and then we would like trade the different Pokemon we had. So I think that was kind of like the idea growing up. But now I feel like Pokemon, it's still aimed towards kids, but I feel like more adults play it now, honestly. So I'm like, give me an all-in-one version, or give me like a truly divulging story. Let's try Toadette. I remember the girl with the bunny ears. She a baddie for real. And I keep telling myself, I should marry her. But then Crom walks in and I can't. I can't do anything else. Like, I know it's a running joke on the channel, like same with Sebastian from Stardew Valley. Like, I was so attached to Ash in Fire Emblem Three Houses. And in terms of the Fire Emblem games we've streamed, he's absolutely husband material. I restarted a playthrough off stream and did like another 40-hour playthrough, kind of like speed ran it just to save Ash in a different playthrough because we failed to on stream. Right? That's how dedicated I was. And I love him. I love him. If Ash and Crom were in a room, I fear I would forget Ash's name. Like, if we got to stream Awakening, I don't think you guys I don't think you guys know. I don't think you guys know. Can people stop shooting me? I'm trying to talk about Fire Emblem. But yeah, that's another thing I really like about Awakening. The kids. You can, there's there's both a time skip and there's also time travel in the game. So like not just like who you end up with, but like all the couples that end up together with their supports, you get to see how their married life goes and you get to see their kids. Like, it does such a good job of not only letting like you see the consequences for you and like the main characters, but all the characters get to have like resolutions and stuff, and they all feel like that's why it hurts so much in Awakening when you lose the characters, because like you've lost a family member, you've lost it's more than like a gameplay thing, but you feel the effects on like your supports and stuff and just as a person. So that's something that I feel like even compared to the Switch games, Fate still did better. I really like I think Three Houses like picked up where Fates left off and gave really good variety all in one game. Also, Fates you have to spend like $100 to get all of them. More now, I think, actually, with the 3DS eShop being closed. You have to buy like a collector's edition that's probably more like $1,000. But yeah, Three Houses did a really good job with that. There were a lot of slice of life moments, and the actual support conversations in Engage, I really like the support conversations. It's just once you max them out, like, you really couldn't tell on the battlefield, like, who was best friends with who had crushes on who. Like, it kind of really didn't matter except for who you wanted to have a crush on. And for a game called Engage, they don't make a big deal about engagement. I think you can get engaged at the end, but you don't, like, get married. You can't flirt with any of, like, the support, like, ghosty spirit things. Because who do we go? I think it was Alfred? I think, the blonde boy. I think we went for him in Engage. I'll be honest, I was flirting with Mirth the entire time. I was flirting with Mirth the whole time. I was like, I hope it lets me marry Marth. It did not, but you know, a girl's gotta try. So yeah, for a game called Engage, I would have wanted, like, romance to play a way bigger aspect in it. And it just simply, it was still there. More than the older Fire Emblem games for sure, but it wasn't where I wanted it to be at all. I know several people, Fire Emblem isn't primarily a dating sim, but again, it's one of those things that makes the characters feel more human. It makes when you're playing on, like, a classic mode, it makes your actions have more consequences when you perma-lose a character. So yeah, we will see where the new one picks up. You all know I'll stream it either way. You all know I'll lose my mind and make horrible decisions. That is the Emily Cookie Dough guarantee. I've been tempted to do a replay of a Fire Emblem Three Houses route on stream. I don't think I ever fully finished the, like, Empire route, which I think that route splits into two as well. I wanted to do an Empire route where I pursued Edelgard. Since we technically never got the good ending with Ash, though, on stream, I want to say that we would go the fully evil route with our waifu, but I think you all already know we would do whatever's best for Ash if we restreamed Three Houses. Like, I can't make any promises because I know I'll see my fave and I'll be like, well, let's just do the exact same thing we did last time. That's how I've been playing Stardew Valley for years. Every new content update, I'll switch up, I'll make a new farm. Whenever there's a new farm variant, I'll check it out. But I don't spend a lot of time there. I spend a lot of time camping outside Sebastian's house and looking into his windows. So, you know, the actual implication of the farm don't mean a lot to me. Edelgard route's the first one you did? I think we did, what's it called, Golden Deer? Which I'm really glad we did. I think it's still my favorite route. The Edelgard route feels like the one that gives you the most truth about everything, because, like, you have to be so brainwashed going into that when a lot of, like, the revelations of the game happen, it's like seeing it from the other side, I think, packs a heavier punch. It definitely feels like Blue Lions feels like the canon route to me, the way everything goes down. Dimitri and Edelgard, their relationship feels like the emotional core of the game. And then there's Claude, which I vibe with. I think we ended up marrying Claude because we messed up with Ash. So we're vibing with Claude. I really like how the Golden Deer are like, okay, so we're just a bunch of, like, outcasts at this school. But Can we play Baby Mario? Oh my gosh, he's hideous. Let's play him. But yeah, I like how you play all these like outcasts and stuff, and misfits that have kind of, they all have their own struggles going on that are very separate from the main cast. So it's like, their goal is like, hey, so all these outsiders that come from outside lands, like, we're dealing with some pretty heavy racism. It'd be cool if we could fix it. So that's kind of their primary goal, and then you keep jumping into like the actual main story of the game from time to time and like seeing it as an outsider perspective and being like, now what the hell are they doing over there? Which I actually think it really did help me understand on my first playthrough what's going on, like, in seeing like the flaws in both sides. And it's why I kind of like never really trusted Rhea, because I'm like, well, from an outsider perspective, this is some cult nonsense going on in here. Like, the Golden Deer perspective is really crazy to just be like, everybody's crazy. You all have lost your minds. And I love it. I love my group of misfits. I think the other routes are better to start with for the average person, and they're written better and they have the better content. But if you like some shenanigans and some goofballs and seeing things from like the neutral perspective, like the Golden Deal route isn't written badly. It's written quite well. Yeah, Edelgart's always the heart of like the Three Houses Discord, right? Because she's the person that's like one of the biggest victims, but she's also one of the the cycle of abuse, right? She ends up taking it out on the most people. And like the girl boss in me wants to be like, oh, slay queen, but then you go up against her in other routes and it's like, you're terrifying. you are kind of a menace. The way, oh my gosh, I think we do have that clip somewhere on the channel. My reaction to Byleth and her last encounter, if you do like the standard Golden Deer route. It took me by surprise for sure. Like, you feel really bad. Like, she put you through hell in that final battle. But then in that final cutscene with her, you feel pity. You as a player feel pity, but it's clear Byleth at that point has been like indoctrinated into her role in the church so much that she does not feel the same pity the player does for her when that cutscene ends. And I really like that you feel different at that point, because not only does it make sense, like it's written well for a narrative game, but game design wise, it makes you go, I kind of feel bad for her. If only there was a way I could have saved her. Or if only there was a way I could help Byleth more. I don't like this ending for Byleth. There's more routes in the game. There's a ton of routes in the game. So it incentivizes you to be like, I don't know how I feel about this. I want to replay and see if I can like make things different. It's not a bad ending, but it makes you very curious. That's how you write your branching endings. You guys are making me want to play Fire Emblem. I do not have the time to play Fire Emblem until the new one releases. But oh my gosh. I'll never get people like not liking, like even before I got into Fire Emblem, I'll never get people like hating on it so much for like, oh, they keep making these Fire Emblem things instead of my franchise. The Fire Emblem team, I think they've been doing like just Fire Emblem. I think they're even split into two teams, right? Because you had the Engage team and you have the Three Houses team, and that's why the games like have two different vibes and they alternate every release, is because They're two teams releasing back and forth, I'm pretty sure. So they're busy doing their own thing. I'm pretty sure they, if you have to split into two, I'm pretty sure that means that's how many people want to make Fire Emblem games. Like, that is a good sign. And it's just, Fire Emblem has so much to offer. I feel like if anyone just played a Fire Emblem game, they would see how hype it is, but a lot of people just like to complain instead. But yeah, no matter where the franchise goes next, I'll always give it a chance. Just because all the games I've played so far have been incredibly memorable experiences. Even Engage, I didn't mind the story actually for most of the game. It was really generic, but I was like, you know what, it's trying, and it's an anniversary game, you know. I see what it's going for. I like the characters a lot in it. Engage really only felt bad to me at the very end. Like, you do a really generic evil villain reveal and then a really generic final boss fight that I think wiped all of my team, but I didn't care because I'm like, it's not like we're gonna have a funeral for them or anything. Like, the game had no consequences to me losing half the people on my team, so I was like, it's fine, I guess. So I went from loving Engage, I would say like I love 99% of Engage, but that last 1% of the game is like intense, like an intense, not even dislike, but just boredom, unfortunately. But like, even then, because I enjoyed most of the game up to that point so much, I would replay it again and I would consider it still a good experience in my eyes. It hasn't turned me off of playing Fire Emblem games for sure, because we are gonna keep playing those on the channel. They're just too fun to stream. Something I did for our Engage playthrough that I will do for the next Fire Emblem playthrough is I had a little slideshow running on the screen with all the characters that we lost, like a little in memoriam that would play, and as the playthrough went on, that slideshow got a little longer and longer. So I definitely want to bring that back. Didn't we go against a Daisy named Juice earlier? Hubert is an interesting character, yeah. I mean, I don't mess with him. I'm like, okay, you're just an evil simp, I guess. But like, it makes sense. That is his character value, is loyalty. So it's a good character study of like how far does a person take a value like loyalty in a bad situation. Oh, work crew. Oh, and now we're a Bianca. We are not getting any new NPCs. I'm devastated. What are we supposed to do? Like, I wanna swap out and try to get speed items, but also we are doing well navigating, so I'm just gonna, never mind. I will not just hold on to those. They're gone. Okay, we're gonna make it into the final lap. I think this will be our last race. Whatever happens here happens. Right? Because what time is it? It's 9:55. This is our last one. All or nothing! I don't think we'll be able to catch up to her. She's too crazy with it. Maybe if it could give us like one mushroom. No, she's too far ahead. It won't give us a mushroom! Well, we can get second at least. Who threw that? We're gonna have to settle for second, that's okay. As baby Mario. Good good lord. He's so ugly. I feel no maternal instincts towards this creature. Hey, but we got second. We got second. It was all real people at the end. So it was just real people that weren't that great. Now you want to replay Awakening and Fates. My 3DS is like right above my head. Which is dangerous. I gotta work. I gotta work. I cannot open my 3DS. But yeah, just a nice chill stream this morning. Like I said, it's Star Stream. These next 2 months are going to be busy with new releases and with our Blocktober stuff, and then with our charity stuff, and then Age of Imprisonment. So we are very busy the next few months here. So our Wednesday streams are just going to be a variety now of whatever we're actively playing on the channel. So for example, we will be playing Hades 2 1.0 starting Saturday, going through next Wednesday. So next week's stream will be wrapping up that playthrough and stuff. Friday will be a game dev stream. We're going to plan out our Blocktober project, what sort of things we want to polish, and then try to make a schedule for what's feasible to polish in the next few months here. So game dev stream still on Friday, and then we enter Hades 2 mode. Like I said, Saturday and Sunday, hoping to do full long afternoon streams of those, and then we will do morning streams of more Hades 2 content Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the Fire Emblem stream. Would y'all let baby Mario get blown up in Fire Emblem? Because I would. I would make him a Pegasus unit, and I would put him in front of like an archer. That's my baby Mario feelings. Yeah, enough of me hating on baby Mario, enough of me hyping up Fire Emblem. I gotta go to work, and you all gotta resume your day. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope to see you guys either on Friday for that game dev stream or for our Hades 2 streams this weekend throughout next week. So I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.